What's up, Court Reacts TV? We back with another video, y'all. And today we about to listen to SNITCH. This is about, did Gucci Man snitch? Or is this you do the crime, you do the time? Comment down below and let me know what y'all think.
We catch the feds lying because they own paperwork just show that they lying. And get to the bottom part of this because this is insane. And what's alleged out of here is even crazier. So affidavit in support of application for criminal complaint. Brittany Garcia, the special agent. She says she's a special agent with the FBI and worked with these cats since 2022. So she says, I have used various investigative techniques such as interviewing witnesses, interviewing defendants, conducting surveillance, and executing search, seizure, and arrest warrants in my federal investigations. I am familiar with how criminals use their cell phones, vehicles, and social media accounts to facilitate the commission of these type of offenses. Then she says this affidavit is based on my personal knowledge as well as information provided to me by other law enforcement officers and other individuals who have participated in investigations. So it goes on to say, based on the facts set forth below, there's probable cause to believe that on or about January 10, 2026, in the Northern District of Texas and elsewhere, the following individuals violated 18 U.S.C. 1201 A and C by knowingly combining, conspiring, and agreeing with other persons, known and unknown, to commit offenses against the United States, to wit, unlawfully seizing, confining, inveigling, decoying, kidnapping, abducting, or carrying away for ransom or reward any person. Then it goes on to name all of these cats. Probable cause. Overview of the kidnapping. On January 10th, 2026, at approximately 4:50 p.m., victims, who will be referred to throughout the affidavit by their initials or collectively as the victims, RD, which is Roderick Davis, that's Gucci Mane, MM, and BP, were kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint at a music studio located on Dallas Parkway in Dallas, Texas. This location is within the Dallas Division of the Northern District of Texas. At approximately 1 p.m. on January 10th, 2026, the victims flew into Dallas, Texas, alongside RD's head of security. Pay attention to that. Hereinafter referred to as CW, and other security officer hereinafter referred to as TD, for a scheduled business meeting between RD and suspect Williams Jr. Williams Jr. is a hip-hop artist known as Pooh Shiesty. All right, we go down and say, Shiesty has been signed to a recording contract for RD's music label, 1017. So once again, y'all know who owns the label. Roderick Davis, 1017, Pooh Shiesty. Since approximately 2021, RD and Williams were scheduled to meet because Williams Jr. was upset with the terms of his contract and wished to be released from his contractual obligations. Williams Jr. had asked RD to come to Dallas on this date so they could meet about business. At approximately 1:45, CW and TD and the victims arrived at the scheduled meeting location, a music recording studio within a larger office building. When CW and TD and the victims entered the office building, they realized the recording studio, owned by an individual hereinafter referred to as JN, was closed. While they waited for the studio to open, the five went to a liquor store and purchased liquor and plastic red Solo cups before returning to the studio. Their father, Williams Sr., called JN multiple times on that day of the meeting at approximately 2:53 p.m. JN answered the phone and learned that Williams Sr. was attempting to book a recording studio that afternoon for Williams Jr. and RD to record music at around 3:15 p.m. JN opened the studio for RD, MM, BP, CW, and TD. Investigators later collected and reviewed surveillance video captured at another business located at the same office building on the same floor as the recorder studio, which shows Williams Sr. outside of the office building at approximately 3:27 p.m. on January 10th, 2026. Williams Sr. appears to be speaking with someone on his cell phone before entering the building at or around 3:28 p.m. And you can see the photos right here. We'll enlarge that for you guys so y'all can see right here. That's Pooh Shiesty's dad. So now we go on. It says at approximately 3:39 p.m., an employee of the studio arrived to assist with production. When the employee arrived, Williams Jr. and Williams Sr. were standing at the back door of the office building, engaged in what appeared to be an argument over the phone. At approximately 3:43 p.m., Williams Jr., Williams Sr., Wright, Johnson, Waters, Rogers, Gibson, Glover, and McDaniel entered the east side of the office building. The target suspects walked through the lobby area of the office building before going inside the studio, left. One individual with a dreadlock hairstyle, later identified as Gibson, can be seen on video exiting the office building and shortly thereafter returning with a bag slung over his shoulder on the right. So as you can see right here, this is whoever the hell they're talking about. Then it says the 9 individuals entered the studio's control room where inside the victims were watching a football game. CW was positioned in the studio lobby while TD remained in the vehicle they arrived in. Depicted below are photographs of the studio lobby, left studio control room, right and studio recording room, bottom taken from Dallas Police Department, DPD. Body camera and crime scene photographs captured on the night of the offense. The victims overheard Williams Jr. talking on his cell phone, potentially with a probation or parole officer stating that his caseworker had given him permission to be out for rec time. From what the victims could hear, Williams Jr. was informed that was not the case and he needed to return immediately. Williams Jr. agreed. Williams Jr. was wearing an ankle monitor, leading the victims to believe that Williams Jr. was on house arrest. RD told Williams Jr. they could reschedule their studio session, but Williams Jr. requested to speak with RD privately in the attached recording room. RD agreed, and they entered the recording room with Williams Jr. Williams Sr. and Wright, meanwhile, MM and BP remained in the control room with 6 other individuals and continued to watch the football game. BP offered to share the liquor they purchased with the target suspects, and at least 2 accepted. I don't know why I'm like kind of giddy to read this. My bad, y'all. Grabbing the red solo cups and making a drink. Inside the control room, Williams Jr. produced purported contract, termination, or release paperwork from a bag and told RD to sign. When RD declined, Williams Jr. became agitated, and the pair started to argue. MM and BP could see inside the recording room and initially believed RD and Williams Jr. to be discussing business, but as MM saw the conversation intensifying, he texted CW, who was still in the music studio's lobby. As an argument inside the recording room ensued, Williams Jr. instructed Wright to get his bag. Wright complied. Wright complied, leaving the recording room before returning with the bag. Williams Jr. then pulled what appeared to be a black-style AK pistol from the bag and pointed it at RD, demanding again that RD sign the contractual release paperwork. RD complied, signing the paperwork for Williams Jr., while Williams Sr. and Wright stood by RD. Was not allowed to leave the recording room while he was held at gunpoint by Williams Jr. Wright pulled out a cell phone and purported to record RD signing the paperwork while being forced to say that he released Williams Jr. from their contract. After the release was signed, Williams Jr. took RD's wedding ring, watch, earrings, and cash. After RD signed the contractual release paperwork, Williams Jr. provided the paperwork to Williams Sr. and asked him if the paperwork was good. Williams Sr. advised that the paperwork needed to be dated, so Williams Jr. then forced RD to add a date next to his signature. Subscribe, turn on that bell to stay notified, and share to keep your people aware. There is so much more to go. I know this is a long video, but this the video that y'all know y'all want me to read the damn paperwork on. So let's finish it. Roll it. BP further identified an individual he knew as Baby Slime 375, later identified as Johnson, as being involved in the kidnapping and robbery, and that during the control room's robberies, Johnson possessed a firearm and held BP and others at gunpoint. Both MM and BP identified an individual they knew as KD, later identified as Waters, as also being involved in the kidnapping and robbery, possessing a firearm and holding them at gunpoint. MM was choked from behind to the point of nearly losing consciousness during the kidnapping and robbery, resulting in scratches on his neck and wrists below. MM was robbed of his Rolex watch, a Louis Vuitton bag containing multiple other high-dollar watches, Apple AirPod headphones, and his wallet at gunpoint by Glover. MM confirmed his Louis Vuitton bag, AirPods, and wallet each had an Apple AirTag, a location tracking device attached. Got him. As the altercation inside the control room ensued, Wright walked over to the studio door to the lobby, closed it, and blocked it with his body, preventing the victims from leaving. CW and TD, The victim's security guards watched Wright barricade the door and attempted to force their way into the control room, but were prevented from entering. With handguns drawn, CW and TD managed to partially open the door, but recognized that they were outnumbered by the armed target suspects. RD was pushed onto the couch into the control room, causing the victims to believe they were going to be executed. Williams Jr. placed the barrel of the firearm to the back of BP's head and ordered him and RD to leave the control room and the studio through the west entrance of the office building. RD then instructed CW and TD to escort them to their vehicle. As the victims left, MM turned to Williams Jr. and asked him if they were really taking his watches. Based on later recovered surveillance footage, the target suspects left the studio and office building through the east entrance at approximately 4:48 p.m. So as y'all can see, this is these cats leaving, all ski masked up and shit. Exterior surveillance videos recovered from a neighborhood building showed a white Buick Enclave, a black Dodge Charger Hellcat, and a black Dodge Ram with a distinct roll bar affixed to the bed of the trunk traveling northbound shortly after the exterior footage. We already got that part done. Sorry, I had to take a call. So y'all can see these are the vehicles leaving. According to law enforcement databases, Wright's father, also named Rodney Wright, owns the 2020 Dodge Charger Hellcat bearing a Tennessee license plate. So that's how they got him for that. They go on to say all of this shit basically, well, we'll just read it. Forget it. License plate readers basically got all of that stuff during the relevant time period, in particular, a 2:18 p.m. scan on January 10th, 2026 captured the Charger following in close proximity to a black Dodge Ram bearing Arkansas license plate. The Dodge Ram appears to have same distinct roll bars as the Dodge Ram captured on surveillance video near the offense location later that afternoon. LPR scans around 5:04 p.m. on January 10th, 2026 placed the Charger traveling in close proximity to a white Buick Enclave bearing Texas license plate. The Enclave returns with Hertz Rental as its registered owner. On or about January 14, investigators subpoenaed the Hertz Corporation. Basically, they got the car and then found out that Williams Sr. was the person who rented it on December 29, 2025, with a return date of January 11, 2026, which is insane. The records further revealed the Enclave was still rented to Williams Sr. at the time of the January 10th, 2026 kidnapping and robbery. Location information provided by Hertz in response to a search warrant. We go on to say Williams is currently serving a 63-month sentence. So it goes on basically to talk about how Pooh basically was serving the 63 months for his old crime. And then it says, Staples, on the day of the offense at approximately 1:50 p.m., Williams Sr. was seen on video entering Staples. Basically, his rented Buick Enclave can be seen on surveillance video parking near the front. Basically, it's just telling cats that he went and printed the damn contract, right? So then cell phone records, that's going to show everybody that was there. You know what I mean? The records indicate Wright, Johnson, Waters, Rogers, and Gibson traveled together from Memphis, Tennessee to Dallas, Texas in the Dodge Charger Hellcat. So they go on to talk about all of this stuff on January 10th and how all of this crap basically went. So then it even talks about Williams being resided prior to, and this is what's so crazy about this shit, bro. And I'm gonna break this in a little bit. I'm gonna show you all the pictures of it. But Williams Sr., Williams Jr., Wright, Johnson, Waters, all these cats, the Dodge Charger Hellcat and Dodge Ram, are in the area of the Windrose Tower, a location Williams Jr. resided prior to moving into his new residence at 12 Cowboys Way in Frisco, Texas. They all traveled together to the area of offense location, arriving at approximately 3 p.m. The data from Williams Jr. electronic monitoring device and location information for the Buick Enclave aligned with the cell phone records. So they all go on to say that they got there to the area of the offense location, leaving at approximately 4:50 p.m. to the area of the Star in Frisco, Texas, arriving at approximately 5:07 p.m. Williams Jr., Williams Sr., right? All these cats, I'm not going to read all this stuff. Basically, it just goes on to say. So then on January 24, 2026, Flix North America, Inc., which owns Greyhound Bus Lines, responded to a subpoena with records documenting that on January 11, 2026, that these cats got on a Greyhound bus from Dallas to Memphis. You couldn't even get these cats no goddamn flights. It's not that expensive from Dallas to Memphis, but I think they probably was thinking like, bro, we can't put their faces on certain shit just in case. Anyway, cell phone records indicate on January 13th, Wright, Johnson, and Waters traveled together with the Dodge Ram from Dallas to Memphis. And then the Dodge Charger Hellcat was stolen from the Comfort Inn in the early mornings In the early morning hours, that's some Dallas shit. So Dallas, y'all known for stealing cars too. Basically, bruh, they said it was reported stolen by an individual at TA on January 13th, 2026 at approximately 1:04 p.m. shortly after Wright left the Dallas area. Comfort Inn. That goes on to say whatever the hell. And it just goes on to show Big 30 with his people all wearing this shit, checking in to all of this stuff. So they got these cats all on camera. On January 16, 2026, the AFIS quality Latin prints lifted from the crime scene were run through AFIS the same day. You know what I'm saying? DPD forensic fingerprint expert received hit notifications that the latent prints from one red Solo cup were identified as the left ring finger of Gibson. So this happened on January 16, 2026. And then identification of the target suspects. So all this shit was already done. So y'all got to know that whoever told, which is going to be revealed soon, told way before a whole bunch of shit hit the internet. So BP, and RD all personally knew Williams Jr. by both his legal name and the name under which he performs. Pooh Shiesty is a verified Instagram account, and the individual depicted throughout the accounts matches Williams Jr. And RD described. Now check this out. This is snitching. Right here. This ain't no made up paperwork or none of that shit. and RD describe Williams Jr. as wearing a black Nike brand shiesty mask, black hooded shirt, and black pants during what? The offense. An online search of Williams Jr. matched the individual depicted throughout, Pooh Shiesty. The victims identify Williams Sr.'s Instagram account as Mob Ties Global. Then guess what? Photographs on the account refer to Williams Sr. and Williams Jr. as father and son. Right. BP, and RD all identify Wright, a well-known hip-hop artist known as Big 30, as present during the offense. and RD identified his Instagram account as CEO Big 30, which is verified by Instagram. The account contains photographs of Wright with Williams Jr. and Waters, and investigators located a Facebook account associated with Wright depicting him with Williams Jr. and Waters. and BP identified KD as a nickname for Waters, described him as Williams Jr.'s right-hand man. Described Waters' attire during the offense as a black hoodie with white stripes down the sleeves which matches an individual captured on surveillance video at the offense location. Investigators matched Waters' driver's license photograph to the individual depicted throughout KD375X. So y'all can see all of this shit. But yes, Gucci Mane snitched. He told. Goes on to basically tell more other individuals and all of this stuff and everything. And it goes on to basically, I'll just read this shit, man. On surveillance footage from the offense location, the individual believed to be Rogers can be seen exiting the building carrying what appears to be the Louis Vuitton bag reported stolen on January 15, 2026. So he told him on January 15, 2026. Rogers posted a video showing him wearing a Rolex GMT Masters 2 Batman Rolex with an Oyster Steel brand that appears visually similar to the watch stolen from who provided investigators with photographs, a receipt, and serial number from the stolen watch. Additional post, Damn Fool 375 shows Rogers wearing shoes similar to those he wore in that offense. So here he go with all of this shit. You shining. Identified the Instagram user Twin CMO as an individual who choked, scratched, and wanted to shoot him during the offense. Investigators matched Glover's driver's license photograph to the individual depicted on the account, and Wright's criminal history revealed a prior arrest with Glover. So as you can see right here, January 11th, 2026, 9:30 a.m., a story featuring a large amount of cash, a Rolex visually similar to the stolen one from and a location tag of Dallas, Texas. Why is this date important? January 11th, 2026. Because right when Gucci Mane got his ass back home, he snitched. He told. Now, I was told, and this is where I got wrong, hey, bruh, man, the police did all that telling and all that shit. Nah, Gucci, you told too. January 11th, 2026, 6:12 p.m., a video showing individuals visually similar to Rogers and Gibson, flashing large amounts of money and a watch. Then you can see right here. January 17th, 2026. They just not giving a damn, bruh. January 19th shows Glover wearing a necklace with a 1017 pendant that appears identical to the one stolen from BP. This is insane. These are the dumbest cats ever. BP identified an individual he knew as Baby Slime 375X as present during the offense, describing him as short, younger black male with a darker skin who wore a Shiesty mask and a beanie and held BP and others at gunpoint. A December 20, 2025 Instagram story posted by twin CMO tag Baby Slime. Memphis investigators identified Baby Slime as Corday Johnson from previous gang investigations. So yeah, bro, we'll just continue on. These are the same cats, bro. They just going through and they giving y'all the descriptions, basically letting y'all know where they go. And MM over here telling every goddamn thing. You know, it is what it is. So, yeah. Eyewitness, basically all this shit, surveillance footage and all of this shit and everything. Yeah. Eyewitness accounts state that that Williams Jr. brought RD into the recording studio and demanded RD sign a release contract. Eyewitness accounts also placed Williams Jr., all of this shit and everything, but it just goes on to say exactly what the hell actually happened. So based on the facts set forth above, there's probable cause to believe that on January 10, 2026, in the Dallas Division of Northern District of Texas, all these cats conspired to and committed kidnapping in violation of 18 USC 1201 A and C. Now, I'm going to give Gucci Mane this one out. The Fed paperwork can lie, for sure. But the Fed paperwork saying this early that you went through Instagram with them and you did all this shit, I'm curious. Young Thug, what you going to say? What you going to say, little baby? Rollo, what you going to say? What you niggas going to say? I got what y'all going to say. Y'all going to say, wait. So that's what we'll do. We'll wait. If Pooh Shiesty takes the stand, if Pooh Shiesty fight this and they take it to trial and all that shit and everything, hey, we'll see. But as it stands right now, according to the paperwork, Gucci Mane is a snitch. That's telling. That's snitching. That's ratting. It's the same shit that you did with goddamn Jeezy when you did that one video.
So that situation that we were just talking about with the charges and so forth, do you feel like it was a setup because cats came like after you, like they was coming to get you?
Yeah, I think it was a setup.
Okay. Do you have any indications on who it might be? Have you heard anything on the streets? Just whatever you feel in your own heart?
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, ain't too many people got the motive to do some shit like that. I just like a detective, learn, you know what I'm saying, look at the motive, who has motive to do it. And this fuck nigga, the only nigga has motive.
Jeezy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight up.
So it's real serious then when we talking about like actually trying to like set somebody to take someone's lives. It's on a whole nother level. It's past just the wax.
It's like I guess it's scared of competition.
Now, Gucci say, I ain't a gangster no more. I'm a civilian. I'm all this and I'm all that. All right, so be it. So be it. If Gucci is running civilian from now on, then, hey, get your money, do what it do, whatever the hell. But, yeah, bruh. So that whole bullshit that you tried to spin and go, oh, yeah, nah. All of this BS, bruh, that's not what it is. I'm not sorry for this, bro. There are parts of the story that I obviously got wrong. Obviously, but it is what it is. For the most part, shit. Gucci Mane, they didn't tell me this part for a reason. Because they ain't know. They thinking the whole time, hey, bruh, this off-duty cop, he the one that snitched on all of us, all of this crap. Bruh, potentially the cameraman told on us. They caught up with the cameraman on the 16th. Gucci told when they landed. It wouldn't even surprise me if I'm wrong on that and Gucci went to the damn police department right after, which I doubt highly. But yeah, Gucci Mane snitched, according to the paperwork. But what do we do? How do we play it? Maybe we go back and we revisit Gucci Mane's whole entire thing. Because This shit is bad. It's horrible. It's horrendous. Or do we say, you know what, Pooh Shiesty, you should have never had to force his hand like that anyways. Gucci did what he had to do because he had an off-duty cop and he ain't had no choice. The off-duty cop is the reason why, whatever the hell. I don't know. But I'll tell you this shit. Until this is clear, I ain't playing Gucci Mane no more. Just is what it is. Hey, subscribe, turn on bell, stay notified, share to keep your people aware.
All right, y'all. So we just finished up the video from Mr. Nash. Let me know what y'all thoughts about this in the comment section down below. Remember that this is all allegedly. It's just wild. Like I said in the beginning of my first video, that it has been more to just, what was put out. But all we have to do is just sit back and just wait to see if more information get released. But continue to watch these videos that I roll out. Again, I see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for the subscribers that subscribed so far, for the likes and the comments. I really appreciate y'all. We about to go up Court Reacts TV. Let's get it.